friends, it's Sister Marla Clerks. I'm sure many of us in the past few weeks have spent at least some time watching the Olympics on television, and it's been quite the interesting and exciting thing to do, especially to be reminded of some of the various countries that maybe we don't think about during the course of the year, to see some of those countries win their very first ever medal at the Olympics. And one of the interesting things I found this year, it seems to me that there have been a number of times when the commentators have talked about the camaraderie among the athletes, not just among the athletes from the United States or from Canada or from the same country, but the international camaraderie, that ability to congratulate one another, even when you didn't win or didn't come in first. The hugs that happen after the events when the announcement is made as to who are winning the various medals. It's something that at least really struck me this year. And I think it struck me especially because it stands in such stark contrast to a lot of what we hear on TV now, along with our politics, along with the ads for the upcoming elections. Regardless of which side we find ourselves on, who we plan on voting for, I think we would all have to agree that we see that lack of camaraderie. We see that lack of the ability to compliment one another, to say and see what is good in another person. And in Paul's letter this weekend, his letter to the Ephesians, he reminds us that to be people who cannot be kind to others is a way of grieving the Holy Spirit. He reminds us to put aside any bitterness, any anger, shouting, any malice that we might have, and to really focus on being compassionate and forgiving and for loving one another. Again, to have that contrast between what we are seeing with our youth at the Olympics versus what we are seeing not only on the television ads, but maybe even some of the conversations we're having with people who don't agree with us, who maybe don't agree with us politically, who don't agree with us in areas of religion, in areas of morality, whatever it might be. It seems like it can be easy to kind of get into that shouting match, to not be able to just stop and to listen and to try to hear the other person's side, even if neither side is going to convince the other. I know a good friend of mine and I disagree pretty close to 100% in the political realm. But one of the things we always say is friendship before politics. We know not to discuss politics. We discuss friendship. We discuss those ways that we bring joy to each other's lives. We discuss some of the stories from our past. We discuss our religion, our faith, what God has been doing in our lives. And that, my friends, is really the basis for healthy relationships. Not only healthy relationships, I think, between individuals, within families, but also that healthy relationship with our God. Because when we're spreading that negativity, when we're buying into that anger or that hatred, we are grieving God. We are grieving the Holy Spirit. And that's not who we're called to be. That's not who deep down each one of us wants to be. And so I think it's a good weekend to turn to Paul, to allow Paul to remind us to be those people who are imitators of God in all things, that are imitators of love.